For the past couple of years being out of school, I unconsciously replaced the authority figure of a teacher or professor with the authority of the algorithm to guide my creative work and my personal life. And as you can already predict, this was a huge mistake. I guess I learned along the way that I always need someone else to tell me what to do and to give me a gold star. I shunned my inner voice because I believed it to be wrong, imperfect, and unnecessary. Wow, we're getting right into it, aren't we? I didn't have what I considered to be a bad childhood when I think back on it, but it's the little suggestions, the nudges from a particular culture and ingrained values in a restrictive community that have kind of stunted me from developing this crucial skill of intuition and forming an identity. Pretty pivotal to being a human, I guess. There were glimmers of this identity through keeping a sketchbook, of course. Lots of sketchbooks, actually. I think I'm in the 70s right now. My pace has slowed down a lot since middle school and high school, but I think I was hitting one sketchbook a month during that time, which is crazy to think about now. But yeah, sketchbooking was my escape. The one place I could explore ideas I couldn't verbalize or express in the real world. But when those ideas and feelings are locked behind the bounding of a book and never make it out into the real world, a disconnect starts to form. I have loved drawing for such a long time in my life, and filling those sketchbooks was so much fun for me and such a great creative outlet. But I could never bring myself to take those ideas out of the sketchbook for fear of not being able to execute them well enough, or just being afraid to share those ideas, even though they weren't even that crazy. It was more so I just like these OCs and these different scenarios, and I think it's fun. And that, I feel really helped me back from exploring what I want to pursue with my artwork. It just felt like I was just continually keeping everything hidden in this book and not stretching my wings and actually doing something with those ideas. It felt like I was just holding myself back for such a long time because of that fear. And it wasn't until high school and late high school and college where I actually started to create actual projects and pieces, and I was just wait, this is stuff I actually really want to do. And I still had the influence and motivation to get things done because of school, but I was always internally motivated because of the characters that I created and the stories that I really cared about. And I just continually held myself back from actually creating pieces of work about them, if that makes sense. I don't know. In this video, I'm working on my own version of the High Priestess tarot card. This card represents inner wisdom and reflection, and I wanted to capture that in a way that felt personal to me and my work. This piece embodies bridging the gaps between dualities of reality and digital worlds, inner knowledge, and encourages inner reflection in this digital age that we live in, but also with a fun little Y2K twist. Early 2000s aesthetics have been a larger influence in my work this past year, with working on my webcomic, and I wanted to show that personal touch through the clothing design and vibe of this version of the High Priestess, as well as the weird sort of cyberspace / Windows background she exists in. Like I mentioned before, when I had no professor telling me what to do, no syllabus to guide my artwork, no grades to show I was hitting a certain expectation, I unknowingly began to seek that validation through the internet. Building my art career was incredibly exciting. Seeing number go up, seeing that 1 out of 10 confetti was like crack for my monkey brain. I started to view my art through the lens of an algorithm and specific audience, or I started to devalue it altogether as just background footage for a commentary video. There was no objective standards to grade my work. There was just a constantly moving goalpost to aim for. I started to notice the effects when I would open my sketchbook and feel a sort of simmering pressure, knowing that that page might be shown in a future video down the line, and it had to look at least somewhat decent because that would mean good viewership retention, which meant I would get paid and I would be able to support myself. Yeah, it's a pretty horrible way to approach making art, and in retrospect, I have a lot of empathy for my past self just trying to figure everything out, making art and trying to support myself, and I'm thankful to have learned from the experience and will try my best not to let that happen again. And it's not that I didn't have a passion for creating that came from myself. That's why I want to create art. It's this innate drive to like tell these specific stories or convey these certain emotions, but like it felt like I could only do that on the side. Knowing what I know now, approaching my mid-20s, it made me realize how often I seek out external approval and guidance on so many of the things in my life, especially my creativity. I've never let myself truly dream and realize what I want to do with my work and let myself go for it. Like working on my original comic series, Y2K Witch, which you can read now on Tapas and my Comic Fury site. I'm so excited. But I've always done things that felt expected of me, like continue to post a certain type of video, make a certain type of art, and strive for more accomplishments to be proud of and to show other people. It's only until recently that I have begun to kind of dissect this and begin to rewire my brain to trust myself and honor my own values and what I want to do. And the High Priestess has become sort of a mascot to this journey for me. She's a reminder to myself that I do have something valuable in me to share, whether it be with my art or my relationships, and to stay connected with that as much as I can. And before you comment down below, this card is not my new authority figure in life, and neither is tarot in general. The High Priestess herself is just like a gateway to your own exploration, not dominated by external pressures, and tarot feels more like visual journaling and reflection to me. As we all have been noticing, social media as both a consumer and creator has become a not so fun place, and this is part of the reason why my version of the High Priestess is balancing both the digital and the analog. We all probably need to reduce our screen time, get outside more, and start more analog hobbies and activities, but we can't completely get rid of the internet from our contemporary society, and I don't think that we should. I think, me personally, I just shouldn't let it dominate my life or like influence my life as much as it has in the past. Like every week it would make me want to change career paths or change my work because someone else was reaching a certain amount of success or someone else was doing something really cool. And it felt like I had like this sort of shiny object syndrome because the algorithm thrives on our need for novelty and to like get that dopamine hit. And this is not the creator's fault or the people posting this. This is my own like struggle with not having like a firm sense of like a identity or like inner self. I was using like this content and it was muffling my own creative intuition and voice for instant gratification and perceived growth and doing the quote-unquote right thing according to the authority of the algorithm and the content I was consuming. And with having stepped away from Instagram for a couple of months now, reducing my short form content consumption and long form too, that can be a slippery slope as well, and nurturing my personal hobbies like reading, coding, lifting weights, and plein air painting, and socializing outside of the internet, of course, my life actually feels more like my own and not the roller coaster of the algorithm. Everything feels slower, more beautiful, more satisfying. I still struggle with the need for the authority and still trying to figure out like my inner direction, but journaling and actually listening to my thoughts and feeling my feelings has been a much healthier situation. I know digital gardening has become a huge thing in kind of more general writing / lifestyle spaces, but I think we as artists can benefit a lot from that too. If you want to learn more about curating a more intentional online space and how to more intentionally consume media, I learned about it from this video on screen. And Mel Mitchell Jackson's Substack and YouTube channel have a lot of incredible articles and resources for how to use technology for our benefit as artists, not our detriment, and has been helping me a ton in my own journey. All in all, I hope this painting invites you to do the same, to reflect on your values and critically examine what you're actively pursuing, how you're spending your time in both the analog and the digital, what unconscious influences are present in your life, and to try to listen to your intuition a little bit more. Specifically with the start of the year, This image sort of encourages me to look at the goals I set for the year with a more realistic and aligned eye to my own personal dreams and priorities. And it makes me feel so much more fulfillment and connection to the life that I'm actually living. But yeah, the High Priestess is epic, and I really enjoyed working on this piece with all the different ideas swirling around in my head. I would love to create more pieces like this. I'd love to know what you guys think, and if you like this piece, you're in luck or out of luck if you're watching this anytime past January 2026, but you can sign up anytime during the month of January to receive this print or the sticker of the month, which is this cute pixel art bear sticker, or both over on my Patreon, along with some early access to new pages of my webcomic, early access and ad-free versions of my YouTube videos, shop updates, shop discounts, and overall help fund my creative projects. And I do ship both to the US and international. This was also the first time I explored pixel art, with the pixel bear on the left representing the digital, along with some of the pixelated stars, and of course the sticker of the month. I also ended up creating this full painting earlier this month, which I think is super cute and would love to offer it up on my shop soon. In 2026, I am looking forward to developing that skill more for some personal website designing plans as well. Like I mentioned before, I've picked up coding as a hobby and want to craft my own quirky little personal website and also be able to customize my shop and my comic website too. If you want to know more of my goals and plans for the year, I do have a free Patreon post that you can check out that I'll link down below. And I know it's been a while since I last posted, and to be completely honest, I was really not into the whole YouTube thing anymore towards the end of 2025 due to a lot of different reasons, and a death in the family kind of just put the nail in the coffin for me not to post. With reassessing for the year ahead with YouTube, I think posting once a month to YouTube is kind of my new goal, to share my art and webcomic development and just keep you guys updated on whatever fun stuff I got going on. Nothing too serious or complex or demanding on my schedule, just something small and sustainable. I don't want to reach any crazy views or subscriber numbers. I just want to share the projects that I'm working on. But also, thank you all so much for 200,000 subscribers. I think we hit it like, I don't know, October of last year or November, I can't remember. But we hit it when I was like not really in a great place. But I just want to say thank you verbally to all of you for supporting and watching my channel. This February will have made like will be 3 years of being on YouTube, which is crazy and makes me feel so old and withered by time, but it's been a lot of work that goes into this channel, and I'm very thankful for all the opportunities I've gained from it, and I'm looking forward to sharing my work in a more meaningful way for all of you to enjoy. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Check out my webcomic for free down below, my Patreon, and my shop. It may or may not be open by the time of you watching this. But yeah, I wish you all a very healthy and happy start to the new year, and I will see you in the next video. All right, bye. And a very special thank you to my pastry chef and muffin mail tier members over on Patreon. Daniela, Ghosty, Eliza, Cupid, Tori, Pintade, Hayden, Jax, Allison, Val, Jack's Underworld, Allison, Val, Fruit Punch, Will Grayson, Nevermore, Riley, Ali, Wendy, Deandria, Luna, Taylor, Sydney, Memo, Rochelle, Danny, Kiki, Pebble Ghost, Janine, Ari, Merlim's Drafts, Alani, Ellen, Justine, Honey D Fish, Rebecca, Maria, Fishy, Caitlin, August, Faye, Jess, Spicy Rats, Ari, August, Alexis, Uwuna, Leo, AJ, Gianna, Brokebat, Yermo, Kiki, Sierra, Bacadine, Lynn, Plep, Julio, Hey There Mariah, Anirin, Model Pixel, The Worst Narcissist, Cheese, Lana, Koichucks, Zoe Sketches, Sammy Bear, Neve, Mara, Beetleghost, Jazz, Salty Jackrabbit, Matthew, Indy, Elasmageist, Cole, Shadora, Scoot and Boot, The Oven is Frozen, Bean, Fig, Autumn Fern, Rippled Nickel, Zelly, Dreamy Murmely, Keisha, Jules, Be a Goldfish, On the Lamb, Dee, Bowie, Delaney, Tailsy, Nat, Ash, Mallow, and Shokia. Thank you all so very much. All right, bye.